What's up, guys? It's Nick and Justin here from AyerMax. Today we're going to go over the 2018 NFL Draft. We're going to give our opinions, talk about some of the quarterbacks, and, well, pretty much talk about everyone. And first thing we're going to start off with is our overall reaction to the draft, and then we'll dive more in depth in a little bit. So, Justin, what was your overall reaction?
My overall reaction was my mock draft sucked hard. I spent hours and hours crafting a full 32-team mock, only to have it be crapped all over come draft night.
Draft did not go how I was expecting. It was a little more entertaining than I thought, thanks to the Browns taking Baker Mayfield at number 1 and just completely destroying everyone's mock draft. But
yeah, I had a feeling. Well, first of all, I kept seeing tweets and stuff in recent days saying Baker going number 1 to the Browns, and I kind of just dismissed it. I was kind of very, that's all just. You know what? I actually thought it was the Browns were having a smoke screen. You know what I mean? They're trying not to let people know what they're doing. And then I realized it's the number 1 pick. Why are they smoke screening themselves? It's basically a hot box at that point.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. I had a good time sitting there watching it. I tried to stay up for as much as I could. But let's dive right in. All right, so we're going to go over, if you caught our last video, our NFL draft preview, Nick and I did our first 6 picks. We kind of mocked out how the first 6 picks we thought were going to go. We didn't do very well. Now, I had Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Minka Fitzpatrick, and Bradley Chubb. And the actual first 6 was Mayfield, Barkley, Darnold, Ward, Chubb, Nelson. So I didn't have anything right. You, however, you had 1 correct out of the 6.
Yeah, I had Barkley to the Giants, knowing that they would screw that up because who needs a plan past Eli Manning? We have the next 2 years, and then after that, it just does not matter. We'll have Saquon Barkley, and all will be good, right? Yeah, makes total sense.
I mean, they needed a running back really bad, so I should have seen that coming now that I think about it. So I'm kind of kicking myself.
It was such a deep running back class, and they just decided to take Saquon Barkley, who I have a feeling will not even be like the rookie of the year this year. It'll probably be the guy out of Georgia that the Patriots drafted. What was his name? Sonny Mitchell?
Sony Michel.
Yeah, the Patriots will turn him into a star, and Saquon Barkley will end up looking like a bust.
There are 2 seasons when it comes to this. There is mock draft season, and then there's draft grade season. And I'm seeing a lot of draft graders out there. Not a big fan of Saquon to the Giants at number 2. He had a fantastic combine. He had a great college career. I don't understand. I mean, the Giants beefed up their offensive line with Nate Solder at left tackle. They overpaid for him. But, I mean, I don't understand why everybody's crapping all over Saquon going number 2. I think what it is that the traditional NFL, you never take a running back that high.
Name a team without a quarterback that's good. I mean, you need a good quarterback, and Eli is not the best as he is, and he's only going to get worse, and he's only got, 2, maybe 3 more years left?
Well, hang on. 37 isn't old for a quarterback, apparently.
Okay.
Breaking news. 37 apparently is young and spry when it comes to a quarterback that gets sacked 60 times a year.
Yeah. So I'm sure Eli just downloaded the TB12 app, and he's following the diet and the exercise plan, and he will play till he's 45.
I'm
sure
then
the guy will prove me completely wrong.
I'm sure Russell Wilson would just tell him to drink more water, and he wouldn't get concussed. She's just going the Wilson plan. However, I had 1 correct pick in my 32-team mock draft. It was number 22, Rashaan Evans, the linebacker from Alabama. He indeed went to the Tennessee Titans with that pick. I went 1 for 32. To be honest, I'm just surprised I got 1. So overall, our first 6 picks, not great. Let's go over some first round surprises. I mean, obviously the Browns with the 1 and 4 pick, that has to be up there. It's probably the biggest surprises, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the first 6 picks are kind of a surprise, just because I really thought the Giants would pick Sam Darnold since he was there. I thought the Browns would pick Sam Darnold. I thought the Browns would pick Bradley Chubb since he was there.
Baker Mayfield going number 1. That was, I mean, you could hear it on I was watching the NFL broadcast, and as soon as they announced Baker Mayfield, I think it was Rich Eisen said, "Oh, hey-o," or "Hey now," or it's just like he was surprised. I think we all were. Baker Mayfield. Listen, Baker, I'm your biggest fan. Don't get me wrong, but you're going to be the third string quarterback in Cleveland for a little bit, behind Drew Stanton, who I wasn't even sure was. I didn't even know he was on the Browns until I read their depth chart. So
I didn't know the Browns until just now.
yeah, did you exactly? Breaking news. He's Drew Stanton is the backup to Tyrod,
God.
which I don't know. They're going to figure out a way to screw that up. But with their number 4 pick, I was thinking, you know what? These Browns, they love their draft picks. Why don't they just go after, or why don't they just trade down with all these teams looking to trade up and get quarterbacks? Apparently, they weren't overwhelmed by any of those, so they just sat there and took Denzel Ward, a very tiny. He's like my height. He's like 5'10". He's a cover corner apparently.
I really thought they would take Chubb with the 4th pick. I was really hoping the Patriots would trade up to the 4th pick and take Chosen Rosen, but that did not happen.
Did you hear? I don't know if you read this or not, but one of the reasons the Browns apparently took Mayfield is that they heard that the Patriots were going to try really hard. So let's say the Browns took somebody else at 1 that was not Mayfield, and if he was there at number 2, the Patriots were going to try to trade up with the Giants because the Patriots had 2 first-rounders, and they were going to try to draft Baker Mayfield. That's the latest news going around.
Yeah, but the Patriots can turn anyone into a star. They could put me back there at quarterback, and I could probably string together like a 10-6 season.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like a machine. Their system is insane. So that was surprising. Josh Chosen Rosen falling to number 10. I thought that was very surprising. But you know what? There were some rumblings that Rosen might slip a little. Josh Rosen is one of those guys now where I'm learning to hate him more and more after I hear him talk. You hear any of his sound bites or quotes or anything?
Yeah, I'm the main one being the whole there were 9 mistakes made.
Yep.
So, I mean, he is a little cocky, but I don't know. I do kind of like him. I'm not going to lie.
His face in the green room every time there's another quarterback taken was... And he had that look on his face that was like, do you know who my dad is? I think that was one of my favorite tweets I saw. But yeah, then he clarified, he's like, there's only really 3 mistakes. There's 3 quarterbacks taken ahead of me. And it's just, Rosen seems like an a-hole to me. Him and Sam Bradford on the same team, all I can say is get that training staff ready now, man. Because those guys have glass bones, paper skin, and they're going to have to cobble together some kind of cohesive unit there because they're going to be hurt a lot.
It's going to be a mash unit.
The worst offensive line in football, I think, last year. So, good God. Just send some thoughts and prayers Sam and Josh's way tonight, all right? What are some other surprises you thought? Derwin James, maybe?
Honestly, I'm still caught up on how they let Rosen slide so far. That was, my biggest, I can't believe the Broncos passed up on him. They were talking about wanting to go quarterback, and they had, you had Josh Allen and Rosen still on the board. I don't think Allen will be a good quarterback at all. I think he'll be with the Bills for 4 years, and then will end up as a backup somewhere for 2-3 years, and then he'll be out of the league.
Everyone was gushing all over the Josh Allen pick. They're like, his big hands and strong arm are going to play well in Buffalo where it's cold and snowy all the time. But I think everybody forgets that Tyrod Taylor, who had none of those attributes, he took them to the playoffs the first time in 20 years. So that theory really doesn't carry any merit. One more thing I want to talk about was the Baltimore Ravens and their draft. Originally, they had the 16th pick. They traded back to 22, and then they traded back to 25. Ended up taking Hayden Hurst, tight end from South Carolina. Do you know how old Hayden Hurst is, by the way?
I do not.
He's 25 years old. He's a 25-year-old rookie. He played 3 seasons at the Pirates minor league system.
Didn't he hurt his arm or something?
It was something like that, or he realized that he wasn't good enough. I don't know. It was weird. It's like, remember Brandon Whedon when he came into the league and he was 30? They took him, which was a little surprising. And then they traded back into the first round to get Lamar Jackson. And we had some pretty strong Lamar Jackson takes last time, so I was wondering if you had softened your stance a little bit.
I wonder if the Ravens signed RG3 so they could train Lamar Jackson on what not to do.
If you want a great example of how not to be a mobile quarterback, he's over there in the corner. That's his locker. Say hi.
Just watch what he does and don't do that.
Do the exact opposite, and you'll have a very successful career. He's growing on me a little bit, because they have some guys in their coaching staff that work with Kaepernick and another that work with Mike Vick. So, this is Flacco's last year anyway. So, just after this year, it's going to be a run and gun offense, and it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I wish the NFL would get a little more run and gun and just 100 points a game per team. That'd be great.
I think they're moving more towards a mobile quarterback anyway. The guys like Phil Rivers and Big Ben, those guys are all getting close to retirement, and I think you're going to see more of a smaller, more of like a Russell Wilson, a Baker Mayfield kind of shifty guy, which is gonna be interesting.
Kind of a college-esque style of play.
Run that spread, a little air raid. That's why I like watching college football. It's because they score like 55 points a game. I want to talk really quickly. Here's some of my biggest draft steals. Josh Rosen, I think he's gonna be a steal at 10 to get that kind of value. Derwin James, the safety, went 17 to the Chargers. He's a top talent. He went all the way to 17. Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to be a steal because I think he's their franchise quarterback. My guy out of Oklahoma, Orlando Brown, 3rd round pick by the Ravens. Imagine if he would have just skipped the combine. He would have been like a late 1st round pick. Maurice Hurst, the D tackle from Michigan, went to the Raiders, I think, in the 5th round. He had that heart thing, and that scared teams off, but apparently not John Gruden. And then lastly, Shaquem Griffin, my dude with the hand missing, 6th round pick by the Seahawks. That's a steal.
See, I wonder how much that hand hurt his stock draft. Like, if he had that hand, I wonder where he was. I'm just very curious about that.
What could have been? I watched a video. You know, I was thinking, I was like, he's a linebacker. I wonder if he's ever picked the ball off. And I went on YouTube, and sure enough, he has a couple interceptions in college, one-handed. We talked about Mason Rudolph last time. He went to the Steelers in the 3rd round. I don't know. What do you think? That's Big Ben's successor, right?
I would assume so, depending on how well he kind of matures into that role. Sitting behind Big Ben will definitely be a big plus if he can sit behind him for 3 years, then kind of step in. They do have a good receiving core right now and a good running back. Don't know how long he'll be there, but I really don't know who I'm going to go with Rosen having the best first year. I think the Browns will have Baker starting. I don't think the Jets will have enough pieces around Darnold. Lamar Jackson won't start, and Mason Rudolph won't start.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets is going to be a process with Darnold, so I don't really see him having that great of an impact. Mayfield, obviously, is the 3rd string. I don't know who's going to be starting in Arizona, if it's Rosen or Bradford, to be honest. They might roll with Sam for a little bit, so don't sleep on Josh Allen to the Bills, though. I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting. He only has to beat out Peterman.
I ruled him, well, he'll probably start, but I ruled him out, like, a long time ago. I just don't think he'll be that good. I think Rosen will get the start, like, midway through the season.
Oh, one more thing on Mason. The Steelers also drafted his guy out of Oklahoma State, James Washington, who won the Bolitnikoff Award for the nation's top wide receiver. He's a little guy. He's like 5'10", but he's going to be a great receiver. And the Steelers have a knack for drafting these top-notch receivers anyway.
They make their money in the later rounds with receivers, as you've seen with Antonio Brown. All right, guys, that's all I have. Hope you enjoyed our recap of the 2018 NFL Draft. Do us a favor, like the video, comment down below with your opinion on where everyone was drafted, who got the biggest steals, who's going to do the best out of all the quarterbacks, and subscribe to our channel. And until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye.